Hi, welcome to Conversion Conversations. This is Cameron, and today I'm taking a look at Transformers Generations Buzzworthy Bumblebee's reissue of, I guess this was Studio Series 07 Grimlock back in the day, which feels about right. I know Grimlock and then Blackout were like the original Studio Series leaders. We have a leader class Grimlock. This is not a new toy for a lot of people. For me, it's the first time when I first was checking out Studio Series. I went with Blackout, which I still really like, but I'm excited to get a chance to check out Grimlock from Age of Extinction. He comes with this pretty awesome background that he once again is a little too big to fit in, but he can like kind of do the Jurassic Park roar in front of it, which I do appreciate. And off the bat, I don't like this interpretation of the Dinobot design, but this is a really cool toy. Like, I'm trying to be objective about it. This is a pretty cool toy. The things I like, I really, really love this. It looks like he's been cast almost entirely in dark gray plastic, and then he's got this like corroded bronze, like that green corroded copper color airbrushed on or brushed onto him, which with the dry brushing looks really, really good. This head sculpt is fantastic. My eyeball is a little less neat than I would appreciate it, but I will say the fact that it's big in that eye actually like works to the favor for me. I think I prefer, or maybe it's like it's supposed to be like that, and there's just he's got multiple. I don't know. Does he have multiple like optical sensors inside his eye socket? Maybe that's the case. We can see on this side all of the attachment points and screws and pins and all that stuff is on that side, but looking at him this way, he looks really clean, really nice, and he's pretty well articulated. We obviously have a decent chomping bite. I would have liked to see that this articulates back at this hinge, so we get a much larger, bite action. But it's still nice that there's like articulation in that jaw, and I really like that the side flaps of his jaw are sculpted, so when you come down, you don't like break the sculpt entirely. That is really, really nice. The teeth are soft rubber, which makes sense for how sharp they are. I'd be worried about them breaking otherwise. We do have teeny tiny little articulating T-Rex arms, which I appreciate. They're articulated in a way that it makes me want to like Grimlock's nervous. I just want to put his hands together all the time. And I don't know why I do that. It's just really cute to me. Maybe it's from like T-Rex in Toy Story. Coming down the tail, I wish there was more articulation on. It can go side to side. Well, it can go one side on this joint. So you can kind of get this turning tail action, even though it like breaks his butt up a little bit. I think it would have been not that difficult to have put a swivel joint here to let you twist the tail at the base of the mace. I feel like that is not asking for too much. It would split this piece of molded plastic into two sections, but it wouldn't get in the way. Like you could do a U swivel so it lines up the right way for you to fold up the tail, but when it comes out, it swivels totally. I think that would have been a nice addition. It's kind of just like an exploded T-Rex bits back here, but I think the toy does a pretty good job hiding it. His leg articulation is really, really nice. Oh, that feels so good. Oh, I love that sound. It is ratcheted forward and back also, which I really appreciate. And we do have some knee articulation here, and his knee does a pretty good job of like bending forward. You can kind of get two joints out of this, but to keep like the T-Rex leg shape, it kind of bends forward like that. And there is a big old beefy ball joint on the bottom. If you notice, the ankle tilt is there. It's not a ton of it, but it's there. And then you do get a lot of toe tilt, so you can get him looking and roaring in all sorts of cool ways. And he is nice and big. I saw Age of Extinction on an airplane ride. I never saw it in theaters. And then I never saw Last Night, but I remember there's a scene in Last Night where Grimlock eats a cop car. So like this I think shows kind of one of the minor complaints to me, but I recognize that fans of Age of Extinction Grimlock probably have a complaint about this. He is a little small. Now that we have Commander class in Studio Series, I would not mind doing a redo of this figure, getting it in the Commander class. I think it would be a really nice fit for that, or almost even a Titan. I know Grimlock in Age of Extinction is just like ridiculously huge, and like I get at some point there's a limitation to how big you can make a toy, but you know, there he looks next to like a standard deluxe cop car, for example. With all that done, let's get into transformation, which compared to like Blackout, I feel like is a little on the simple side, which I'm not complaining about. It's kind of nice to have a big chunky toy that looks really complicated and isn't actually that complicated. We're going to start out with his head here. We're going to take his head and we're going to separate out the two jaw pieces. They are tabs here that go into slots on the lower jaw. You can see that folds his little arm out, and we can take the top of the T-Rex head and bring it back like so. We can bring in the underneath piece of his jaw down like so, bringing that piece down as much as it can, kind of folding things up and away, and letting that arm kind of hang out away from the body. Next, we can come in and the legs and hips are tabbed together in two spots. We can open them up right here. There's a little hook that goes around the hip, and we can pull out the whole section. We can move that out of the way. We can pull out this whole section. There's a slot that goes in the side. Same thing over here. Just pull those two sections up and out of the way. And then we'll see this piece of his skirt almost always falls off when I'm transforming it. We'll see if it happens today, but we can fold it up, hopefully get it out of the way, so we can bring in and around. If we unhook that, bring it down and around to get these two pieces together. We want to take his side skirt pieces out of the way and just see if we can connect things nicely. Maybe. You know what? Let me do the rest of the leg transformation, then maybe it'll be easier. We'll come in, we'll pull out his little foot, swivel it around to give him his little pointy elf robot shoes, come in on his knee, pull out his knee spike, and that lets us get this knee joint out of the way, and it clicks up and then clicks into place, and now we've got a nicely articulated robot knee. Same thing on this side. It feels like this was inspired a lot by Beast Wars Megatron. Obviously, this came out first before Kingdom, but the design idea for Beast Wars Megatron was there, and it feels like a lot of the similar design lessons are happening here. All right, now we should be able to get these two pieces of his crotch together. Now, obviously, there's two big tabs right there. All right, there's that piece off. There we go. All right, so the side pieces are in, and then we can just push in up top. There we go. And that gets us his crotch built. I think that is a lot easier than I just showed it to be. That's my fault. That's not the toy's fault. This piece theoretically can stay on the whole time. I haven't had that happen yet. It is a minor complaint that the sculpted lining on the three skirt sections is so, we'll twist that, is so fine that it feels like any clash between the three skirt pieces makes that middle piece pop off. And I'm trying to get it up on there. That, I feel, is a design flaw and not my fault. But how hard that was to get that hip joint together, that was my fault. Let's flip this leg around like so. All right, so there are our legs all done. Next, we can come in and we're gonna move those sections up. We can move his T-Rex piece together to give him his second T-Rex shoulder. Come in, fold this out. I had my thumb on that area. Fold his head out, put it back in, pull his crest out, and I believe, come in and fold his hip skirts, his back piece down, his little cape piece. And this is Grimlock all, doesn't seem quite done. There we go, get that in the right spot. And this is Grimlock all done And I mean, he is a big, menacing dude here. I do like the design and silhouette that we've been given here. Before we go on into the toy and talking about the articulation comparisons, let's go see the winner of last week's cloud cover giveaway. All right, it is time to record the winner of Transformers Generations Legacy Evolution, the Toxitron Collection cloud cover. Here on the left are all the comments on the video. If you entered the giveaway, then you got a little heart answering the question of the day and all that. We had 26 entries on this one, and we're going to pick a random winner. It's pretty late, and I've got a flight to catch early tomorrow morning, so I'm just powering through this one. Ran between 1 and 26. Our winner is number 17. Number 17 is, TF Prime 98. TF Prime 98, congratulations. Oh, talking about the animated Seeker mold. Yes, I love to see the animated Seeker. Congratulations. I'm going to be traveling, so I will not be able to get this into the mail right away. But will you reach out to me on Twitter, on Reddit, on YouTube, wherever. There's our Discord. There's my Discord tag. Reach out to me that way. Confirm that you won with a comment in this video, saying, hey, this is how you reach out to me, and then we'll get it packed up and shipped out to you as soon as I get back, which will be Monday of next week. Congratulations again, and enjoy the rest of the review. All right, congratulations again to the winner. Let's get to Grimlock. So what we have is a really intimidating, this to me gets that idea of this like feral knight dude across really, really well. I think he looks fantastic. Again, even though I don't love like the design originally, this toy brings it across in a really, really cool way. I love how spiky he is. I love how, again, the colors didn't change that much, but the silhouettes, these full T-Rex top half heads are awesome. His like line kind of looks really good. It's very anime-esque. The way his like chest kind of juts out over his hips looks really good. He's got good articulation. Again, we have some sloppy paintwork on those red details, but that is a mean, menacing looking Grimlock head. Not 360 on the arms. The Grimlock's T-Rex horns get in the way, but it's still pretty decent. We can get out that far. The main limitation to his articulation is going to be his armor. We do have a bicep swivel, and we have like a really nicely done bicep sculpt that I think looks really, really good in most poses. We do have curl, I guess you'd call it. I don't believe there's, oh no, there is wrist articulation. Awesome. We do have wrist articulation. Same thing on this side. Obviously, on this side, there is not the articulation on the wrist because all he's got is the mace arm. We got to move this skirt up, but we can get the legs up that far. Not super far, but far enough, I guess. He can kick back. He does have thigh swivel. He does have a double jointed knee, which I really, really appreciate. Again, you got to kind of work with the skirts where things get in place. But you can get some decent like articulation there before you like break the sculpt up too much. And then we do have obviously that same big ball joint as before on the bottom of his feet. So he can get into, a menacing Grimlocky pose. I think he looks fantastic. And he is big, right? This is a big leader figure. For comparison, here is leader class Scourge from Rise of the Beasts. This is one of the reasons, like, I liked Rise of the Beasts. I like Scourge as a character more than I like Age of Extinction Grimlock. But, like, that's a pretty big difference in size class here. This feels like the vision of Studio Series. We're going to take something from the movies and we're going to render it as accurately as possible at this price point. And, we care about scale as much as we can, all that stuff. That looks awesome. Scourge is a toy, right? It doesn't really look like Scourge from the movie. I guess it kind of does, but not, I'd say not really. It feels like a smaller and less, I don't know, even though this transformation is maybe a little more complicated than this one like pulls it off not as well. I'm like really surprised how much I like this Grimlock. I was curious to check it out, but I really like this Grimlock. I think this is a great little design. My biggest complaint is really just these hip skirts. I wish they articulated out like more. You can see how they like drop down, but I wish they kind of came out more for articulation. Other than that, I mean, I think he looks great. I think he's big and menacing. I think this is what Studio Series is the best represented by like this Grimlock and Blackout. They were knockout figures. Studio Series started out on the right foot, I tell you what. And I think that's it for the review. Easy recommendation if you can find him. I think he's like been selling out pretty fast. Obviously, like you can still pick him up for $50 or $55. But I will say, as much as I like this guy, I don't think he's going to be on my shelf. Because I don't really have anyone to pair him up with. I've got like Age of Extinction Scorn, which I like that figure, but I think since they didn't give us the whole Dinobots, I'm not as tempted to pick up Grimlock. Instead, this Studio Series Grimlock is going to one of you lucky viewers. If you're interested, go down in the comments below, answer the question of the day, and here is the question of the day. And my question, I think, is a simple one. If they redid this Grimlock at a commander price point at $80, what would you want all commander class Age of Extinction Dinobots, or like this would be a commander and everything else would be leaders? If they did more Age of Extinction Dinobots, what is the next Dinobot you would want to see? I would love to see a commander class Grimlock and then a leader class Scorn. I would buy up a leader class Scorn in a heartbeat if it looked, as good as this. That's my answer. You go down in the comments below, say you want to enter the giveaway, answer the question of the day, which Age of Extinction Dinobot would you want to see next and what size class? And then next week's video, we'll give this guy away just like I did Cloud Cover earlier in this video. And I'll catch you all on the next one. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.